WBS TV, where quality matters.
Hi, I'm Simon Bass Kalema. You are watching Goldies on WBS TV.
If classic music is your thing, then you've come through to the right place. Hello everyone and welcome to Goldies, the musical show that takes you back to the good old days to play you classic music videos as selected by our special guest. We are at Humra Resort Hotel right here in Kampala, and we are here to sit down and chat with our guest as he does the choice of the Goldies. The show kicks off right now. You are in tune on WBS TV, where we bring you quality programming, and right now it's time for Goldies, the show that takes you back in time to bring you classic music videos as selected by our special guest. Right next to me is a man that I've got so much info from. We were just chatting a little bit before the recording here, and I'm quite impressed about his resume or his CV. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you a man who's been on WBS here as a sports analyst for quite a number of years. Let's find out more about him. Right next to me is Joseph Kabuleta Resort, right here with us to do the choice of the Goldies. Good to have you on the show. I'm so excited to have you on.
Well, I'm so excited to be on, and thank you for having me on.
Talk a bit about your background. Where were you raised? I do hear you are a Munyoro, right?
Yeah, I am.
Were you born in Kampala or back at home?
No, I was actually born in Kampala. I grew up a lot more in Kampala. I went to schools here in Kampala. First of all, a bit, very briefly, Buganda Road, then eventually Namirianko Junior, and then Namirianko College, and like that. So, but somewhere along the way, I actually went, my family moved to Hoima and started staying there. So a bit of the latter part of me was raised in Hoima, and I have quite a number of memories from that place. I love it so much, and I mean, it's just wonderful.
What was it like for you? What kind of household were you raised in?
Well, it was a bit of a changeover because my father started off well. Okay, I started off well off working was for East African Community in Nairobi. But there was a time somewhere there when, because they were raised at a time when it was all about work hard, retire, get a good pension and everything, and retire into some government house and something like that. So, but somewhere along the way it changed for them, and that transition caught my father out. So he kind of ended his life, in a very humble way, so to speak. We moved to Hoima, and it wasn't so easy for us there. And the transition from there to here was hard for him as much as for us, but it's something which we came out of, and so I could say it was first of all, a bit fairly opulent, but eventually it was very modest.
Very interesting. It's a musical show, and Joseph Kabuleta, you are going to do the honor of selecting the most important songs in your life, and we are going to be watching them throughout the hour. So let's start by you selecting your first song.
Grew up listening to a lot of South African music, so that's going to be a feature probably of this. At a time growing up, well, in a bit of the late 80s, really late 80s, 87 maybe until the early 90s, and I was just becoming aware of myself, and I was becoming aware of the life around me, and I was beginning to enjoy life. I was beginning to enjoy music. I was vibrant, exuberant, and well, the song is a big reminder of that time of my life. So that's why I selected as the first.
Classic music is what the show is all about, as selected by our special guest. And today, right next to me, we have a journalist, a writer. He was once a news editor, and a shoka, a preacher, shoka for me. He's doing the choice of the Goldies as we get to chat and know him on a more personal level. Before the song there, you were talking a bit about your Namiliango days, and we were going on and on about how, you can actually tell a Namiliango product It's very easy to tell. I've seen quite many of them. And
Why are they fumblers?
yeah. See, saying it. What was it like for you at school?
No, primary was tough. Primary was really tough. I went there when I was 6 years, and it's not something I would recommend.
In Namiriango.
In Namiriango Junior,
Yes.
Junior Boys School. I went when I was 6 years, and it was a very tough time. But also, I mean, looking backwards, it was an interesting time. But going through it at 6 years, when you still need the support of your parents, you really want to be around your family and everything. And I think the most shaping, I mean, the one moment I cannot forget in my life is the day that my parents drove out of that school and left me on my own. I mean, I've never experienced anything like that.
Wow.
Because you've grown up in a two-parent home, father, mother, brothers, you know, and then they tell you you're going to boarding school, and it's exciting because you don't know what to expect. And so the shopping is even more exciting. They are buying things for you, and you know, this is now my thing, and it gets exciting until the moment that you land there, and you see people your age walking, looking so disheveled, and everything, and you have pity on them for a while until you realize you're one of them.
Reality sets
As the
in.
reality sets in. It was, and you're so, you're so uncertain. What do I do now? I mean, where do I go from here? How do I fit into this group of people? But of course, children adopt.
And you stayed there till your A-level throughout?
Yeah, I stayed in Namiriango. I sat my P7 there. I must say, sitting for P7 and living in Namiriango Junior, and the feeling of finishing primary 7 was one of the finest moments in my life. I can't recall, many more moments when I was that happy, inwardly happy, because, I mean, it's an ordeal.
Okay, let's keep the classic music going on. Joseph Kabuleta is doing the choice of the oldies. What next do you have for us on the show?
I'll take Many Rivers to Cross, UB40. Of course, UB40, a group that I kind of liked a lot. But I think my favorite song was Many Rivers to Cross.
You are locked on to Goldies show on WBS TV. Stick around, we have so much more coming your way with our very special guest for today, Joseph Kabuleta. All that right after the break. Stay tuned.
You are watching WBS TV, where quality matters.